you actually like The Witcher, right?
No.
But you've played The Witcher.
Yeah, I reviewed 2 and I have covered 3, but not reviewed it. And I beat 1 and 2.
Okay.
I beat 3 as well.
Right. Well, here's comes from an article from Pirate Nation, or more like a screenshot. But the thing is, it's not from that park place that originated it, but we will just share my Epic Mike's opinion on it. So it says
Hey, buddy.
CDPR claims The Witcher 4 will tackle a women's struggle in a medieval world.
What, against dying of the plague? What does it even mean?
Exactly.
Like,
So
a
Epic
woman's struggle is every single male family member went to die in a crusade. That's my struggle.
Yeah, so Epic Mike says, you mean dying from infections after childbirth, or getting married at 14, dying from the plague?
Right.
Those are compelling stories to put in a game about monster hunting.
Hey, I ate tainted grain and now I'm dying of typhus. Fantastic. Like, I'd play that game. Shoot.
The real quote actually comes from Eurogamer, and it's a whole interview with who is this? With a developer from CD Projekt Red.
Right.
And they have this entire thing. So let me just pull it up properly. Here we go. Okay. So here it is. This is Weber. And here's where it actually becomes like the whole woke bullshit. So let me zoom. Okay. Right. So he says, but also medieval to early Renaissance history. And that is a world that was tough for many different groups, women among them. A bit ironic. Anyway.
How retarded is this? Because The Witcher is now kind of increasingly, I would say, is being unfavorably compared to another open world RPG series called Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is about to come out with a second game. That game actually talks about, like, portrays medieval society because it's set in the real world. There's no fantasy element to it. There's no magic. It's just medieval, right? So there's literally a DLC for that called A Woman's Lot that deals with women's issues without being cringy and preachy like this. So, like, way to just hang a bow on yet another area where you're utterly inferior to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Just what? I don't even know what they're thinking here. Apparently, by the way, a lot of people who used to work at CD Projekt are now working at Warhorse Studios, which is the studio that makes Kingdom Come Deliverance. They've left the studio. Yes.
Huh. Maybe it's because they all went away on their menstrual leave at CD Projekt Red, and they're like, my menstrual leave means I'm gone the entire time.
Yeah, preggers leave. They've gotten male pregnant.
There you go. So let's go on. It says, as an example, in The Witcher, we also deal with a lot of racism when it comes to non-humans, and this is something that we want to keep up with in The Witcher 4. Now, does that actually, like, I'm not a Witcher expert, so I don't actually know. I'm genuinely curious here. Is there, like, some things against, like, non-humans versus humans?
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely that even in the books and stuff. It's one of the reasons Andrei Sapkowski is such a hack. I mean, the books were written in the 80s into the 90s, and I guess they're now continuing. He had stopped for a long time. And so they're very, very postmodern, and they've got lots of cringy, racist allegories. Like, I made a tweet where I was making fun of the Witcher books, and I kind of, stand by this. It's always a situation where it's like, oh, there's a goblin, and it's eating people, and the Witcher has to go investigate. But then as he investigates more, it turns out that the white male villagers are the bad guys. And the goblin is only there because of a curse, because they were bigots and stoned her to death once or something. That's every story in The Witcher. That's every single. It's so cringe and so badly written. And Sapkowski is the biggest Polak hack on planet Earth. But anyway.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I kind of like equate this to like a lot of fairy tale stories, witches and wizards and evil.
He takes basically like the framework of an old fairy tale story, and then he puts kind of postmodern crap on it, basically.
I mean, but like it is. I don't really think it's like super duper woke to discuss like how like certain non-humans versus like people, like there is always that tension, like centaurs versus humans and all that. So like I don't really see a problem with that, but it depends on how they do this, right? If it's like really in your face and it's like, oh, racism, or they actually do it right and there's a story and a purpose or something. I guess that's kind of remains to be seen.
There's a good example of this at the beginning of Witcher 3 in the opening tutorial. I'm baffled that nobody called this out as being woke, because it's one of the preachiest things I've ever seen in a game. There's a side quest at the beginning of the game where this guy gets driven out of a town, and they think he's left because I forget what the pretext was. Like, there's a suspicion that he left the town for a different reason, like he killed someone and ran away or something like that. And as Geralt investigates, it turns out, no, he was just thrown out of the town because he likes dick. He's gay.
Oh.
It was the dumbest thing, and it's in like the first 20 minutes of the game, and nobody calls this out as just being cringingly woke. I don't understand why.
Is it like an option or like?
Well, it's a side quest, so obviously not everybody does it. But yeah, it's really, really near the beginning of the game, and I'm always surprised that nobody calls that out. It's so stupid.
Interesting. Well, to go on to this quote, so he says, I think it's something that has always been really important. We make games for adults, and it also means that we tackle some difficult topics. We tackle them in interesting ways. I mean, that could be debatable. We'll see how that goes for Witcher 4. We tackle them without giving easy answers, but often opening difficult questions that players have to answer. I don't know, that kind of makes me think like they're gonna like be wokey about it. Like, we're gonna make it difficult for you, and you're gonna be uncomfortable about it, and you're gonna like it.
Take that, Dad.
Right. And it says, I think some of those questions might be going in this direction as well. Because, yes, Ciri is a woman. As a Witcher in this world, this is an unusual state.
I don't know. After seeing those screenshots, I think I want a gender test. Maybe quick blood test, please.
And in this article, by the way, chat, they do say that all the answers about Ciri are in the original books, and that she is a Witcher because she's been called a Witcher multiple times by like Geralt and all that stuff. Now, like I said, I've never read The Witcher, so
yeah, my understanding, and it's been a while since I did my Witcher Elric video. So when I did that, so The Witcher's ripped off for those who don't know. So I did a whole video about how The Witcher's plagiarized from Elric and Blabs. And in doing that, I had to read all the Witcher books up until that point. I think that was before the latest novel came out. Maybe the second latest even. But my understanding is she's not a full-blown Witcher. She's kind of like, she can't take the Trial of the Grasses or something.
Well, yeah, because isn't it only for men?
Yeah, she's not able to complete the final rite, but she's kind of like Witcher in name. You know, you're no longer
honorary Witcher.
Yes, you're no longer an apprentice, but we do not grant you the rank of Witcher Master. Yeah, it's like that kind of.
So yeah, from like what I understand is that she can't like become a real Witcher because only the trial can be completed by a man, and she's not.
Right.
Like, is she a human or is she not a human? Because I heard she's more powerful than a Witcher, so she needs to be a Witcher.
She's got plot device power. She's very, very... Yeah, it's funny. People don't call her a Mary Sue often, but in the story, she comes across very Mary Sue-ish.
Interesting.